Welcome to the 80. Okay, so just so we're clear, this is a re-recording of the 80. I did the recording, but you know, YouTube kind of outsmarted me. Since your thing. So they took my recording off and I couldn't even find the link, I couldn't find anything. They didn't say anything to me. Anywho, I'm recording again. And one of the things that I've done today is that I have segmented my search. Right. So again, the reason why I'm using like Bali is because it's one of the places that I've realized that there's a serious demand in, right? And Bali, Thailand, the Philippines. That's why I'm starting with those. It's not like I can't go anywhere else. I definitely can. And as we go along, too, that's one of the things I might necessarily just have to do. Because I think it was on Monday, I don't remember. I'd reached out to something bad had happened to in Miami, and so again, I also mentioned a couple of days back that I'm rethinking how I am collecting my case studies, right? Because again, for some people, because I'm unable to get most of these things, these occurrences in real time, what is happening is that some people already left that place. So, for example, somebody posted a post on a group, or leaves a post in a group, but they are already out of that locality. And so what that means is that we can't solve anything for them, seriously. But I have realized that some people are actually willing to grant us an interview, and that could potentially be useful for us months down the line, right? In the coming year, obviously. But if there are still folks that were able to help in return, we definitely will. Right now, we just have one. I also mentioned that I'm going to try all I can on Facebook. But if I see that Facebook does not yield to me, or I don't get that thing that makes me feel like, okay, this would be helpful for me, because again, I have my pointers, right? I have my pointers that tell me, okay, this is what my time, this is not what my time. Again, time is not on my side. It's just 100 days. It's the 81 today. I like 19 days. I'm like done with this challenge, right? And I never want to leave this challenge without knowing what to do, which is also impossible because I have enough data to navigate where we're going next. Yeah, I mean, of course, there'll be a few changes here and there, but not like I'm entering the next phase blank. Yeah. And so yeah, that's it. Absolutely. We went over Facebook groups yesterday. We've done the same today, and we see what we can get off Facebook groups this week. And if I see that I don't get the signals, right? So how am I actually, um, how am I, what am I seeing? What am I calling signals? Safety posts, safety questions. Not lots of it, but at least for me to stay in a place. Okay, well, for me to determine if a country is worth my time at this point, I have to get like 4/10, right? So that 4/10 could be a ratio of maybe 50 posts combined together, right? From that 50 posts, if I have like 20 or 15 that is talking about safety, I'm like, oh, okay, this thing is deserving of my time. There's enough variables for me to stay here. That's just like my hypothesis for this challenge. Yeah, and it's just pattern recognition, honestly, because if you've been in a place for 5 days and nobody has complained about anything, the tendency that somebody will complain on day 7 is very low. Yeah, so yeah. And what I've just done is that I went on Facebook and I typed Bali local groups. And so when I typed Bali local groups, a few things that I saw change with my search was that it then the algorithm began to localize my search, right? So it wasn't just giving me only Bali. It began to give me like North Bali, Bali Bogans, like specificity. I want to see the specificity. Okay, that's it. Like being the act of like being specific, yeah. I'm thinking. I thought there was a limit on. No. Okay, so let me go to the comments. Because somebody said profit for 30 seconds. I feel like okay, there could be something here. Let's go. Yes, I am. I'll just wait for this like and we read together and see if there's anything here for us. I don't really so long and see if we release we can start from there. As a child, I used to be hydrophobic, but I don't think I am as an adult. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's this temptation to. Okay, well, it wasn't necessarily a child. It was when I was a teenager that I discovered that I had this crazy fear of water going over my head. I don't think I'm hydrophobic. I think it's just water going over my head. But if you were to classify it as a fear, it would be hydrophobic. But I've noticed that I've had to travel on water. And I guess I was cool. Of course, I wasn't looking into the space of the water. I was just looking ahead. And then, and hoping that whoever is, you know, driving the boat is the professional, expert, just safety. Because I don't know. And the reason I can't just leave it and, come back to it is because I don't get to see the post like this often, right? I've been searching this Facebook group for like, okay, it's first time I'm searching this one today, but I've searched a couple of others in the past, right? So it's hard to find something, a group really address what I'm looking for. Are you kidding? Okay. I think a couple of people have live jacket and a couple of them don't. Yeah, this is the safety. But the truth is, no one is saying maybe hand them and all of that. But it's a discourse around safety. So it seems also. Mm-hmm. It seems like it should be. Okay. I mean, I see it. I see the concerns. What happened to them from a personal perspective. So I'm not seeing the ones. Yes, it's local community. So we are here. Wales. Maybe for someone that don't speak. Okay. I think there's a lot of buying and selling here. Okay, there's nothing here. Just an instruction that says don't block admins of the group. I'll post the event. Okay. I don't know. I mean, so we can post from November and then this is October. I doubt that there's something here, but okay. I'm not gotten enough to like satisfy my curiosity and okay. There's nothing here. I did see just one post. Safety issues. I mean, they're constantly posting houses. I mean, I probably would have kicked them out. Pump ads. Any business promotion. Okay, no. Don't keep posting the same ads. Exactly what I think you should have done with this person. We have a group for yesterday, and the first thing I realized was that they didn't even answer the questions. So I already know that, oh, okay, that's even like an automatic rejecting into the group. Then another thing is that when I now looked at the number of groups that they belong to about 1,000 groups. That's another automatic I can't let you in. Um, Again, from like the fact that our advisor community is ISAT, you don't answer questions, you can't get in. And even if you answer questions, depending on how you answer, that's what will get you in, right? There's also this bias that I've had for a long time. I may be wrong, but I feel like if people belong to too many groups, I don't know, they're probably not just serious with Facebook because they're just like spammers. People who enter groups to promote, but they just give it time. Or people who enter group, like myself, marketers, but I don't enter random groups. I feel like I have to just protect myself. People who enter groups to scrape the groups and then reach out to those contacts because no matter how hard Facebook gets, there's still softwares that does it. I'm not going to mention any name. But yeah, I know a specific software that I used to use back in the day. I think it was 199 and it was working fine. So that's just what I think, honestly. I feel like the average groups for a normal human to be in is just 50. So if you're in travel, if you're doing marketing, if you're doing sales, you can join all of that, but like 50. Because when I was in appointment setting, I had Facebook groups. When I started insurance sales, I had some Facebook groups that I joined, but the high quality ones. The moment I saw that engagement reduced in a group, I just automatically leave. Then I joined travel groups, and then I started leaving some things. So when I saw that that pricing was like 1,000 book, I'm like, this is an automatic red flag. There's no way I'm let's tell me if my reasoning is right. We actually belong in 1,071 groups. Okay. Let's see. How fast can I move? There's nothing here. You know? I, I feel like, and then this again goes on to show you how safety concerns are like not own, disadvantages. We're approaching this. We're not approaching it as trying to help locals. We're approaching it as we are just like a travel safety concierge service, honestly. You want to to me provide okay, okay. I think I have enough pointers here. Not use Slack coming to reach this market. Associate that is actually WhatsApp. In places where there could be limitations with internet access, WhatsApp and that. Sorry, the easiest way to get to the filtered communities where things are really happening, might be WhatsApp. Honestly, there's nothing here. I've checked this. I've checked this. Let me see if there's anything here. It's a private community. Could have some rules. Could. No, that's serious. So I have to join for that anything. Alright. We don't have a WhatsApp group. So this is cool. So, okay. Let's see. I guess ask me like a couple of questions before and let me. There we go. You want to answer to? Good. What is the name of your business? If I click this, will it open? Just give me to put the name of my business. Okay. Mhm. This is funny because these people are then taking everyone down allowed here. Let's see these best drivers in town. But I feel like this needs to be like a lot of promotional group. Drivers will just be blasting the group with their rights, the cost and all of that. Alright everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today. Genuinely appreciate your support. Thank you. It really takes a village. I guess I'm going to do a little bit of introspection today after this live session and then see if I'm able to do better with what I'm currently doing on Facebook.